Hello everybody! So this week I have a super fun video for you guys. I am turning 25. By the time you watch this, I will already have had my birthday. It's on the 19th. ID expires on the 19th. So we are going to get ready to go and take my ID photo together. If you haven't seen, there has been a trend going around on TikTok and stuff about passport or ID makeup. We are going to be trying that out. I did some research and I took my own spin on it. So if you want to hear and you want to see how I get this look, continue watching. So with all the research I have done, going kind of soft glam is the way to go with passport and ID makeup. Obviously the lighting is pretty bad when you take those, so you want to make sure your look is slightly more dramatic so that then it doesn't get washed out in the lights and everything that they use. Obviously, to begin, one of the first steps, just as always, is going to be skin prep. Very important. You want your skin to be glowing and moisturized before you do your picture. Normal, I'm going to be going in with my Glow Recipe things. I have my niacinamide sunscreen and my dew drops. I also dermaplaned this morning, so my skin is going to be looking very smooth. It is kind of a gloomy day, which is sad because I kind of wanted to go to the park today, but that's okay. We'll find other things indoors to do. But the UV rays can come through the clouds, so you never know. You should just wear sunscreen anyways. I do like the smell of sunscreen. I hate the feeling of sunscreen. So in the summer, you will never see me wearing sunscreen anywhere except my face. Next, I have my dew drops. I honestly love Glow Recipes preps. They're so nice. And they smell so good. I'm really trying to get my hands on Michaela's prep. Her whole POV line is skin prep for makeup, so I want that. But every time I go online, it's always sold out. Next, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer in my pore areas. So my nose, my T-zone, my chin, and around my mouth. I am going to be using my vitamin C serum, lip serum on my lips right now. That way it has time to set in and fully absorb before I do my lip products. Now we're going to go in with my pot concealer. Conceal all those blemishes. I'm not going to do anything too crazy on the eyes. Chances are we will have to reapply this, but it's a nice base and we may not have to apply as much as we are right now. Now we're going to go in with the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. For eyeshadow, we want to go kind of natural, so I am going to go in with my super neutral base shade really quick, just to kind of set that primer. Now we are going to go into the 18 Colors eyeshadow palette. This was in the KAVCENT, I don't know how to say it, but it was in that makeup kit that I got that I unboxed last week. We're going to go into one of the brown shades. It's not the darkest, but it's not the lightest. It's like the medium brown shade that they had in the palette. And we're going to go on the outer corner and then we're going to bring it in our crease. Honestly, you guys, I'm so excited to retake my picture. I've been waiting, not forever, but I got it when I was 21, and since then, I've changed a lot, especially look-wise. There was one time where my boyfriend and I went to Florida to visit his dad, and I literally got stopped at security because they didn't think that I looked like my ID. It was pretty bad. And security is like the most intense part of airports for me. I hate going through security. Doesn't matter that I'm not breaking any rules or anything like that. It terrifies me. I do not enjoy it. I'm glad we have it, of course, but I don't like going through it. Now I'm going to add some shimmer in the inner corner on the lid. I just want a little pop of shimmer. I don't want it to be too dramatic. Now I'm going to take this tiny flat angled brush and I'm going to dip into the super dark brown that they have in this palette. Just get it on the tip, top off the excess. I'm going to treat this as an eyeliner. using a brown eyeliner or eyeshadow as eyeliner to kind of give a little baby wing is one of the most common things in this specific type of makeup. I'm gonna put on my facial primer, and I'm gonna use the Nightmare Before Christmas Wet n Wild Sticky Serum Primer. This stuff honestly acts so much like the e.l.f. and Milk Hydro Grip primers. It's so good. And it stays tacky after it dries, which I also really like. If your eyes take long enough, then your concealer will dry fully, and then you won't have to reapply it because it'll stay. But my eyes did not take long enough. Before I reapply my concealer, I am going to underpaint. For underpainting, I have my NARS Liquid Blush, where I'm just going to do one quick little dot right here, one quick little dot right here. This stuff is like really pigmented, and once again, I just don't have good with applicators. So then I'm just going to blend that in. As you can see, super pigmented. With the same brush, I'm going to go in with my bronzer. I'm using the ABH Cream Bronzer. It's in the shade Amber. I love this stuff. Honestly, it melts so nicely into the skin, and it's pretty dang good. Another common thing that I hear is to really contour your nose since the picture is straight on. So you really want to make it look the way that you want it to look from head on. Because a lot of people, when they take selfies, they'll go from an angle. Underpainting is done. I'm going to reapply that concealer. I'm also going to apply my lip plumper right now. That way it has time to plump. For foundation, I'm using my NARS Light Reflecting one. A lot of people opted for either a skin tint or a more natural glowy type foundation. I will not be doing that. I love this foundation. It's my go-to, and with my skin acting up the way it is, I would rather have full coverage. But a lot of people don't want the full coverage. It's kind of up to you. Those of you who know me pretty well, you guys know I love SpongeBob. I grew up watching it, and honestly, for the past, I don't even know how long, I've been referring to my 25th birthday as my SpongeBob birthday because of the scene of SpongeBob where SpongeBob's like, "Hey Patrick, I found something funnier than 24. And Patrick says, "What?" And then SpongeBob goes, 25. And I saw it on a cake. I've been telling my mom that that's what I want for my 25th birthday for years. So I guess we'll find out tonight. We're having dinner with her tonight. One of my grandmas threw me a surprise party this last Saturday, and I was honestly so surprised. I had no idea that it was actually going to be a surprise party. So she really shocked me in the best way, and I like almost cried. It was so sweet. So far, 25th birthday is probably one of my favorites. Honestly, I don't think I've ever really had a bad birthday. There have been some interesting occasions on my birthdays. For my 5th birthday, there was a super bad flood in Lewiston, Idaho, and we were supposed to go mini golfing, and because of the flood, we couldn't go, and I was really upset. But the flood was like, it was like up to my dad's knees, and my dad's not super tall, but he's not short, so it was a pretty deep flood. And then for my 10th birthday, we went rollerblading at this indoor rollerblading place, and someone fell and broke her elbow, and it was like poking through the skin and stuff. Last year, my daughter was in the NICU, so we spent our time up in Spokane, but Brogan and his family kind of threw a little surprise birthday party thing for me, where we did, there was quite a few of us, and we each drew a name out of a hat, and whatever name we drew, we had to paint the person, and that was pretty funny. I think we both still have ours, but it was pretty fun. The NICU was so sweet. They gave me a little card. It said it's from Brinley, but obviously they made it, and it had her little face on it, and it said "Happy Birthday, Mom," and it was really cute. The NICU honestly was so crafty. For Mother's Day and Easter and all the things, and Father's Day, they did little little crafts for us to keep. And if Brinley did something funny, like one of the days she had her CPAP prongs in her mouth, and so the nurse like took a picture of it, printed it out, and put it on a little card for us, and it was really cute. So the next thing I'm going to do is go in with the brown that I used on my eyelids, and I'm going to go under my eye with it. I'm going to take this round brush and go in with some shimmer and put it in the inner corner of my eye. Now we're going to wipe off the powder, kind of buff it all out, make sure it's all blended in and not crazy. Another key step is going to be making sure your face looks matte. If it looks oily or glossy or shiny, it is going to kind of glare on your ID and just not look. I mean, if that's the look you're going for, then great. But I know I don't want to look sweaty in mine, so I will be making sure my face is matte. And because the lights are a little bit harsh and not good, you want to go a little bit darker, but not too much darker than you normally would on your bronzer and blush. See, like, here's about what I would normally do for bronzer, and here's what I'm doing today. And I will blend it out a little more to make it a little more seamless, but I'm gonna go a little bit more dark. Then I'm gonna buff that out. I'm kind of wishing I used my Nightmare Before Christmas contour stick to underpaint instead of my ABH bronzer, just because contour and bronzer are slightly different. And if you haven't watched my video on that, I highly recommend doing so. I go into detail about the difference and how you should use them. Now I'm going to use my e.l.f. blush. I did use my e.l.f. bronzer. Now I'm using my e.l.f. blush, and I'm going to keep it high, because as long as it's higher, my face will look a little more snatched. Now this blush is super pigmented, but it does blend out really good. So I know it looks a wee bit crazy right now, but I promise you it will not in a minute. I am gonna buff my blushes out separately today. Yeah, see the difference? It blends out beautifully. I'm gonna go in with my Revolution blush and put that a little bit on the lower half. Then we're gonna buff that out, which won't take much. Then we have highlighter. I have the Real Her, and I'm gonna put that right over top of the blush. Then I'm gonna put it right on my nose, right down the center, and right under my brow bone. Next, I'm using my e.l.f. brow stick. It has a spoolie on one side and then the cream on the other, and I'm just gonna fill it in ever so slightly, and then I'm gonna brush it out with the spoolie. I'm gonna curl my lashes. And for lashes, you can kind of do what you want. If you wear falsies a lot, then I would definitely probably wear them for your ID. I, however, am not at that stage of life yet. Maybe next time I have to take my ID picture or passport photo, but I am not at that point yet. Would I like to be? Abso-freaking-lutely. I am gonna use my e.l.f. mascara. It's the Lash and Roll. I like it because it coats every single lash individually, and it just gives so much length, and I really like it. It's usually my everyday mascara, which is kind of why I'm wearing it today, but I really want to have my eyelashes pop in my photo instead of be a little hidden. So instead of falsies, I use this, and I'll show you the difference here in just a second. See, that's one coat, no coats. Onto lips. For lips, you want to kind of do your everyday lip. I'm going to go for a more natural lip. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. lip liner, Pout Clout Plumping Gloss stuff. This is my eyeliner, but I will be using my Pout Clout lip plumping pen from e.l.f. I just have to find it. Been watching my videos, you know that this has been my go-to lip combo for a few weeks now. So good. I just love it. Alrighty, so here's the final look. This will be my ID photo for the next few years. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I know a lot of it is based off of what you prefer, what you would prefer to do for makeup, but hopefully this kind of gives you some idea if you are wondering how to go about doing your makeup for a passport or an ID photo. As you can see, I kind of tried to keep it a little bit more natural. I didn't do any crazy colors on my eyes or my lips. I tried to keep my lips a natural nude type color, and then my eyes, same thing, more natural. I like shimmer. You don't have to do shimmer. A lot of people honestly just do bronzer and then the brown eyeliner and call it good. If you did like this video, please consider subscribing. I do post makeup related content every single Tuesday between noon and 3 Pacific time. Please go check out my other platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I post other makeup related stuff and more personal stuff as well. If you want to know my opinion on how this turns out on my ID, go check out my other platforms. If you try this or have tried this, comment below what you thought about it. Thanks for watching.